The cabin is dark. It's that deep, recycled air, kind of quiet. You only get, 6 hours into a long-haul flight over the Pacific. The window shades are all down.
Yeah.
The lights are dimmed to that sleepy blue color. Most people are reclined, eye masks on, just trying to survive this 13-hour trek to Australia.
Right.
The only sound is that low hypnotic hum of the jet engines, and then the whole atmosphere just shifts.
And it's not turbulence.
No!
It's giggling. And at first, it's innocent, right? A 2-year-old playing.
Of course.
But in that pressurized metal tube, sound just travels differently, cuts right through the white noise. I mean, 1 minute of giggling is cute.
Yeah.
20 minutes, 30, in the dark. The tension. You can almost feel it building in the cabin. Shoulders start to tighten. People are shifting in their seats.
Then comes the breaking point. A passenger snaps. A flight attendant, the person whose entire job is safety and de-escalation steps in.
And a sharp shush just rings out.
Exactly. But here is where the story just goes completely off script. The mother holding that toddler. She isn't just an exhausted parent trying to calm her child.
No, she's the newly crowned champion of Dancing with the Stars.
Fresh off a massive TV win, and her reaction isn't to apologize or, quiet the child. It's to grab her phone.
Because in 2026, if you don't document the grievance, did it even happen? She hits record.
The cameras flash in the dim cabin.
And just like that, a standard travel annoyance turns into this battlefield over parenting, privilege, and the strange new rules of the sky.
Welcome to StarScope Report. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Jamie.
Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
Today, we are looking at a collision course. We're doing a deep dive into that viral plane shaming incident involving Dancing with the Stars pro Witney Carson.
But we aren't just looking at a noisy flight.
No, not at all. We're looking at the hypocrisy scandal that happened right before it and this broader kind of chaotic trend of influencers who think the fasten seatbelt sign is just a suggestion.
So let's get right into the cockpit, so to speak. It is January 2026. Witney Carson is, she's arguably at the peak of her career.
Absolutely.
She just won season 34 of Dancing with the Stars. She's holding the Mirror Ball trophy, which for those who don't know is like the Super Bowl ring of the ballroom dancing world.
A huge deal. She has the fame, the momentum, and she is heading down under for this massive reunion with her dance partner, Robert Irwin.
And this context is so vital. This isn't just a private family vacation where they're trying to, fly under the radar.
No, this is a content trip. She's traveling with her husband, Carson McAllister, and their 2 sons, Leo and Jet. The entire journey is sponsored by Expedia.
So they're basically on the clock.
They are on the clock. So they board this 13-hour flight to Australia, presumably in business or first class, given the sponsorship. And Jet, who is 2, starts doing what 2-year-olds do.
He plays, he giggles.
Yep.
Okay, and I want to pause here for a second and just play devil's advocate.
Go for it.
I think anyone who has flown with a toddler knows the sheer panic of trying to keep them quiet. It is a nightmare.
Oh, it's terrifying.
And Witney posts a story to her Instagram almost immediately after this happens. She says a male passenger nearby got grumpy about the noise, but then she adds the kicker. A flight attendant intervened and actually shished the family. To me, that sounds incredibly rude, a flight attendant shushing a baby.
It does sound harsh on the surface.
Yeah.
But we have to look at, the operational side of aviation.
Okay.
Flight attendants are trained professionals. Their primary goal is safety, but their secondary goal is, like, managing the cabin temperature, keeping the peace.
Right.
And sources in the industry, and even the comments from other flight attendants on this story, they all suggest that crew members rarely intervene in a noise dispute, unless it has crossed a pretty significant threshold. So if a flight attendant is walking over to shush you, it implies that multiple other passengers have likely complained, and the noise level is disrupting the environment for the entire cabin.
So you're saying it probably wasn't just a cute giggle.
Exactly. And remember the setting. If they're in business class, passengers have paid thousands of dollars specifically for the ability to sleep. There's an implicit social contract there.
When the lights go down, the volume goes down.
That's the deal. But Witney's reaction wasn't to say, oops, sorry, he's excited. She took to her Instagram stories late Sunday night, and she used a very specific, very loaded word. She said she felt validated.
Validated. That stuck out to me, too. She said she felt validated after sharing the story because she felt shamed by the crew and the passenger. She framed it as, I'm just a mama bear defending my cub against these intolerant people.
That word validation is the key to the entire psychological mechanism at play here. It's what some sociologists are calling digital redress.
Digital redress, what's that?
Right. So in the old days, if you had a conflict with a neighbor or a fellow passenger, you had to resolve it in the room. You either apologized, you argued, or you ignored it.
You dealt with it then and there.
But digital redress allows you to bypass the people physically present, the ones who actually know what happened, and appeal to a massive invisible jury of your followers.
Wow.
You strip the context, you present your side, and you ask the internet to tell you that you are right.
It's like calling for backup. I can't win this argument in row 4, so I'm going to win it on Instagram.
Precisely. It is a way to reframe yourself from the person making noise to the victim of intolerance. But here's the fascinating part. The internet didn't follow the script.
Not at all.
Usually mom shaming is a surefire way to get sympathy. But this time, the backlash on Reddit and social media was swift and, frankly, brutal. People weren't buying it.
I was reading through the comments, and it was rough. People were just pointing out the entitlement. They were saying, read the room, Witney. You're on a sponsored trip in a premium cabin, complaining that people want to sleep on a red-eye.
And honestly, the timing was just terrible. On the same day she's complaining about being shushed, the news cycle is so heavy. We're seeing recalls, economic issues, tragic stories involving other influencers. It just felt incredibly tone-deaf.
It did.
But I think there is a deeper reason why the audience turned on her so quickly. It wasn't just about the plane. It was about what happened 3 weeks prior.
Oh, this is the crucial piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Witney wanted sympathy for her shamed child, but the internet wasn't feeling generous because they remembered that, well, she can be pretty judgmental herself.
It's the authenticity arbitrage failing in real time.
Stay right there, because we need to get into the weeds of this. We're about to break down the leaked text message that exposed a major double standard and why fans were actually kind of waiting for her to slip up.
And if you love unraveling the complex layers of these celebrity scandals, make sure you're subscribed. We've got more deep dives into the psychology of fame coming up next week.
Okay, let's rewind the clock. It's November 2025, the Dancing with the Stars Season 34 finale.
The glitter is flying, the spray can is fresh.
It's all happening. Witney posts a tribute to her husband, Carson, on Instagram. It's supposed to be this sweet moment.
But she makes the classic rookie mistake.
Oh, yeah. She includes a screenshot of a private text exchange, and she forgets to crop the top.
The screenshot that didn't stay deleted. This is really where the mean girl allegations started.
So what did it say?
In the text, her husband writes, Zac Efron is here. He's referring to the audience in the ballroom. And Witney replies, I saw. They are trying to get votes.
They are trying to get votes. Wow. So she was talking about her competitor, Dylan Efron Zac's brother, and his dance partner, Daniela Karagok. She was basically accusing them of bringing in the Hollywood heavyweight Zac Efron just to secure the win.
Which, let's be honest, is a rich accusation coming from her.
So rich.
Let's just look at the data from the season. Witney was partnered with Robert Irwin.
The son of Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. I mean, you can't get more beloved than that family.
Exactly. And they didn't shy away from using that legacy. They spent the entire season leaning on the emotional weight of Steve Irwin.
Constantly.
They had montages of Robert's late father playing on the giant screens during their dances. They incorporated Bindi Irwin, Robert's sister, into the choreography.
Didn't they even have Prince William FaceTime them at one point to drum up support?
They did. So just think about the optics here.
Yeah.
You have a contestant who is utilizing one of the most powerful global family brands, literally every single week, to pull at the heartstrings of voters. And then, in private, she criticizes a competitor because his brother, who happens to be an actor, showed up to support him once during the semifinals.
That is the definition of a double standard. And the fans saw that text and they just went nuts. They called it shady.
Hypocritical.
Yep, it created this massive reputation gap.
That's the term. The reputation gap is the distance between who you pretend to be, the sweet, supportive, everyone's best friend dancer, and who you reveal yourself to be in private.
And when she posted that text, that gap just widened.
It did. The fans realized, oh, she's playing a game. She's willing to use her connections, but she judges others for using theirs.
So when she gets on that plane a month later and tries to play the victim card because her kid was shushed, the audience is already suffering from outrage fatigue with her.
Completely.
They don't see a mom defending her baby. They see a person who thinks the rules, whether it's about voting fairness or cabin noise just don't apply to her.
It breaks the parasocial contract. Fans want to believe these stars are authentic. They accept the sponsored posts, they accept the curated photos, but they demand emotional honesty.
And when you see that kind of hypocrisy, judging your coworkers privately while demanding public empathy for yourself,
The illusion just shatters. The audience realizes they're just a tool for validation, not a community.
it really does feel like the friendly skies are becoming the new battleground for this kind of behavior. And frankly, Witney is just one passenger on a very crowded flight of entitled behavior. This feels like part of a much bigger trend, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We are seeing a collision between this main character energy and the stark reality of being in a metal tube.
Hmm.
Air travel is the great equalizer. Unless you are flying private, it doesn't matter how many millions of followers you have, you are still stuck in a seat, breathing the same air, subject to the same delays as the person in 26B.
But influencers are increasingly struggling to reconcile that reality with their digital status.
They really are.
We have to talk about the icons of this movement. I mean, you can't talk about plane drama without mentioning Morgan Osmond. Do you remember her viral rant?
Vividly, this was on American Airlines. She gets into an altercation, and she screams, and I'm quoting here, "I'm Instagram famous, you effing bum."
As a fellow passenger, talk about saying the quiet part out loud. I'm famous, you're a bum.
But compare her to Witney Carson for a second. It's two sides of the same coin.
How so?
Morgan Osmond used her fame as like a blunt weapon. I am famous, you are not, therefore I win.
Right.
Witney used it as a shield. I am famous, I am a victim, protect me. But both of them represent this dangerous idea that digital status grants immunity from social norms.
They believe their follower count is a literal currency that buys them the right to opt out of politeness.
That's it. And then there's Tiffany Gomez,
Oh, that mother fur is not real lady.
which went globally viral, spawning remixes, memes, everything.
But looking back at it, the public reaction wasn't just amusement, it was exhaustion.
Yes.
People are tired. Aviation is high stress. The lights are low. The air is dry. You're cramped. You're dehydrated. There is this fragile social contract that says we all agree to be as quiet and unobtrusive as possible so we can all survive the flight without losing our minds.
Precisely. The source material calls it the erosion of air travel norms. And when influencers break that quiet zone, whether it's Morgan Osmond shouting about her status, Tiffany Gomez having a meltdown, or Witney Carson letting a toddler giggle loudly for hours and then they post about it,
Yeah.
they aren't just annoying the people in their row. They are challenging the collective agreement that keeps air travel tolerable.
It's almost like they view the plane as just another set. The other passengers aren't people, they're extras.
That's a chilling way to put it, but it's so accurate. To them, the plane isn't a shared public space. It's a backdrop for their content.
And if the extras speak up or ruin the take,
Or shush the baby.
they get written into the story as villains.
Exactly.
It's gotten to the point where I almost feel like we need a no influencer section on planes. You know, like the quiet car on Amtrak?
Huh?
No filming, no tagging, no main characters allowed.
Honestly, given the trends we're seeing, that might not be far off. Airlines are businesses. If the content creator class continues to disrupt the experience for the high-paying business travelers who just want to sleep,
The airlines might actually have to step in.
it's possible.
Coming up, we're going to look at how this story ended for Witney. Because she landed in Australia expecting a hero's welcome for her family reunion, but what she got was a PR nightmare.
And we have a final thought on what this all means for the future of your privacy on a plane. Don't miss a beat of the drama. Hit that subscribe button now so you're always the first to know when the stars align or collide.
So bring us in for the landing. Witney Carson survives the 13-hour flight. She survives the shushing. The wheels touch down in Sydney.
The seatbelt sign pings off, the phones turn on, and this is the moment where reality just crashes in.
Yeah.
Witney likely opened her phone, expecting this outpouring of support from her validation post. She probably expected comments like, "Oh, poor mama," or "How dare they shush Jet?"
But instead, she opens her phone to a roast.
A full-on roast. She walked right into a PR storm of her own making. She wanted to show the world a fun family vlog adventure, the reunion with Robert Irwin, the cute kids, the Australian sun.
But because she insisted on fighting that battle in the air, the narrative shifted.
Completely. She wasn't the mirror ball champion anymore. She was the entitled influencer.
It's interesting because she has spent years intentionally blurring these lines. She shares everything. We saw her son Leo's trips to the ER in 2024. She vlogged that.
Right.
She shares her private texts, accidentally or not. She shares the fights on the plane. She has dissolved the boundary between star and person.
And that is the double-edged sword of transparency. We talk about authenticity all the time as a positive thing.
Sure.
But when you invite the public into every moment, the hospital visits, the text messages, the diaper changes, you invite their judgment into those moments too.
You can't have it both ways.
You can't. You cannot ask for unlimited praise and engagement when things are cute, and then claim privacy or victimhood when the audience disagrees with your behavior.
It's a trap. She built a glass house, invited everyone to look inside, and then got mad when they pointed out the dirty laundry.
Exactly. The validation she sought backfired completely. Instead of support, she just highlighted this massive growing rift between the content creator class and the regular people sitting in economy who just want to get from point A to point B in peace.
So here is the question we need to leave you with today. As we see more influencers like Morgan Osmond and Witney Carson clash with the public in these confined spaces, where does it end? The public seems to be reaching a breaking point.
I think we are seeing the beginning of a cultural correction. The camera-out behavior used to be seen as, I don't know, quirky or cool. Now it's seen as aggressive.
Yeah.
If you pull out a phone to film a dispute on a plane today, you aren't the reporter. You're the problem.
It makes you wonder, will airlines start enforcing strict social media bans? Could we see a world where pulling out a ring light on a flight gets you kicked off just as fast as smoking in the lavatory?
Or perhaps the court of public opinion has already started the banning process by simply tuning out. If the validation stops coming, maybe the behavior will stop too.
Something to chew on the next time you're boarding and see someone setting up a tripod in 4A. You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture.
Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.